crafting journey here, That Journey Chick on Instagram. It's Tuesday morning, September 28th. You know what that means? Yeah, today is the day of the kitten's surgery. Stitch and Pearl are getting spayed and neutered today. There will be no baby kittens in this house. Now, I say that without knowing the results of what is sure to be a pregnancy test that they do before they do surgery on my kitten. Hopefully there will be no surprises, because I would not be looking forward to that. So I have a different painting out. I am not working on Monster Mash right now. I was going too fast. It's a 50 by 50 and round and fun and colorful, and I thought, oh, let me just put that away for just a little bit. All right, let's get the planner out. Let's get the planner out. Get the planner out. Sorry if you're having trouble hearing me. I promise I will order a microphone today. Yes, today. Today we have to pay the rent. So the other bill that came due this month, October, it's not October yet, but before October 31st, and I might as well do it this week. Car registration. Car registration. Now, yesterday I put up a floss tube. I put up an unboxing. Oh gosh, it was a Diamond Art Club. Diamond Art Club. Wool gathering. I will put a link in one of these corners to that video. But yeah, try to catch that, the wool gathering. Oh, it's gorgeous. And if y'all have that painting and want to do it with me next year, it's going to be the year of landscapes. Where's the kittens today? They were here. They're like in rare form because they haven't had any food or water since last night. And man, they're not happy about that. Yeah, not happy at all. Nope. So, let's see what my mood is today. They don't have one for like tired, annoyed, groovy, feeling frazzled, need coffee. Well, I've already had some. Oh, there's one that says, I am so done. Yeah. Grateful, anxious, maybe a little anxious because my kitties are having surgery. If I could be there to hold their little paws, I would. So we're gonna put that anxious. Yeah. Anyway, today is National North Carolina Day. All you Tar Heels out there. Yep. The 13th state to enter the Union, I think. Let me check my facts. My daughter lives there. Yes, she does. I've not been there to visit her. I'm a terrible mother, aren't I? Oh my God. I need to go visit my daughter. Okay. Asheville. Near Asheville is where she lives. Now, back in the day when I was married, we owned a place up on Sugar Mountain. We had a little place up in the mountains. We would take the kids every year, pack up the car, put on John Denver, Rocky Road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia. Yeah, not North Carolina, West Virginia. But we play that. And my husband, he always had to get there faster than the trip before. So I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. No, we don't have time. We're on a schedule. No, I gotta go. Yeah. All right, let's write that down. North Carolina Day. Okay, we're done with this for today. So what I did yesterday with this painting, I'll get back to North Carolina Day. The plastic was sticking to this canvas so hard. I had to like rip it to get it off. It was just stuck. I don't know if that has something to do with the heat. Oh, there they go. The heat, I don't know. So I put release papers on it. I need to order more release papers. Speaking of which, guys, Treasure Studios Arts, I don't know if they have them up yet, but they will be selling release papers, you know, decorative ones. They will also, you know, Elizabeth Ward went out of business. There's no more Elizabeth Ward containers, but we all know that they came from China. Well, you can now buy them from Treasure Studios Arts. So if you want a Elizabeth Ward type container, Treasure Studios will be offering them on their website. I am an affiliate. I do make a small commission when you make a purchase. If you use my link and my discount code, which are in the description. Okay, so North Carolina was... the 12th state to join the Union. Yes, it was. And actually the first British baby to be born on U.S. soil was born in North Carolina. Fun fact. Yes. So the Blue Ridge Mountains, oh my God, my husband would scare the bejesus out of me every time we would go. Like I said, we owned a place up there. And you didn't have to take, you know, as you get up into those mountains, it gets pretty scary for me because I'm not used to that kind of drive. Sorry about this popping sound. That's my Harbor Freight. Getting up on those mountain roads is scary as hell, you know, and the Blue Ridge Mountain was no exception. And my husband thought, oh, because we knew a lot of people up there, so, or we'd meet people up there. So we'd go up there, and he thought it was just fun to take a drive on the Blue Ridge Mountain and, you know, go real fast around the curve. And I'd be just like praying, dear God, let us make it to our destination. But it's beautiful, so beautiful. And skiing up there, if there was snow, and they did blow snow, fake snow, but we had a place right on the ski slope, so the kids could just go down and ski if they wanted. So nice. We would take them horseback riding and hiking, and it was just like a little 2-bedroom place, and we would go and the kids would play games. We had all these board games, and we would sit and play board games while, you know, my ex watched TV, you know, football. We'd make, you know, Thanksgiving dinner. It was really nice. It was always just us. And when we weren't there, we rented it out. We had a company that would rent it out for us, and we had like a little guest book that people could sign. And the thing that they loved about it is that we did have all those games that they could play. They thought that was pretty cool. I'm gonna turn on a light pad because this is a very dark painting, and I need to see. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna work on the 310 here while I chit chat about North Carolina. So of course, home to Duke University. I want to say I've been up there when I was an attorney. We had some experts out of Duke, and I would go up there for their depositions. So I've been on the campus of Duke University. What else is going on with? It is the backdrop to a lot of movies because, you know, the Biltmore Hotel is there. So sometimes you may see in movies scenes that you recognize because they film in North Carolina a lot. I want to say The Hunger Games was filmed there. I could be wrong about that. That may have been Georgia. I don't know. North Carolina, Georgia. They all kind of meet at, like there's a spot up there where Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, they all kind of meet up in the mountains. Yeah, we even went whitewater rafting up there one time. That was an adventure. Oh yeah. And hiking, you know, where the kids were like, oh, I'm tired, I can't walk anymore. And then you realize like, I can't carry you. You need to walk because we can get off this mountain because we're not spending the night on this trail. Yeah, they used to fuss and whine, especially Raina. Oh my God. Mom, yeah. I'm tired. Yes, I know you're tired, but we're going to the top of this mountain because your father needs to get there. Yeah, little knobbly bit on that drill. So, along with the beauty of North Carolina, you'll find a lot of history there. The Wright brothers. Yeah, the birth of flight, that happened in North Carolina. The disappearance of the Roanoke colonists. Now, I gotta look that up, yeah. So, a lot of pretty cool stuff. I really want to go to the Biltmore Hotel. I've never been there. I'm gonna tell my daughter, I'm coming up. We're going to the Biltmore. You're gonna get married. No. I had a friend that I knew. She went up and she had wedding photos taken at the Biltmore. Oh my God, they were amazing. The Biltmore is gorgeous, but I imagine it's like booked into the thousands, 20, 40, 50, who knows. Anyway, that is North Carolina today. My friend, subscriber, Robin Babcock, she lives in North Carolina. She just sold her house, but she's not leaving North Carolina. She's still in North Carolina, just moving somewhere else. But congratulations for selling your house. Proud of you, girl. It took her a while, bless her heart. Selling a house is not an easy feat. Oh my word. Neither is buying a house, which is why I rent. So I'm still getting into this missing 411 stuff. So thank you to the subscriber that sent me the link to the YouTube channel. If you guys want to see the link to the YouTube channel, that's also in the comments, to a guy that does these missing stories. But I'll be bringing them to you. When I have a break from trials, I'll bring you some of the missing stories. And then I found it on Amazon Prime, so I started listening last night to a lot of the hunters that go missing. It's all about these people that go missing in the national parks, like the story that I told about Jeanette. In a national park, just vanish. And either their body shows up way far away from where they started, or they just are never found. And even if their body shows up, the explanation for their death is never found. Much like Jeanette's. Her body was found, no explanation on how she died. Almost like the Gabby Petito case, because they're not telling us how she died. Maybe it wasn't Brian Laundrie. Maybe it was Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot got Gabby. What do you think? I don't know. So, somebody asked me, do you think they're ever going to find Brian Laundrie? I do think they'll find him. Bat Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to find him. He said he's going to find him. Cats, oh my God, they are in rare form. But I do want to say, just as an aside, he's not in that swamp. Bear Grylls, the outdoorsman, could not survive a week in that swamp. This guy is not in that swamp. No, they might as well just stop searching. He's not there. If he's there, he's dead. I don't even know if they're still searching it. I have no idea where the thing has got at this point. The attorney for the family, of course, released another statement saying that, the family, the mother and father had nothing to do with his disappearance. They didn't drive him anywhere. That's just not true. And I'm thinking, I don't believe that, because everybody's speculating, just like I am, that they took him somewhere and then reported him missing. And I still believe that, despite the attorney's statement. Of course he's going to say that. They didn't know anything. I think they do know. I think they drove him somewhere. Not to go hiking in the daggum swamp. What are y'all doing to that poor dinosaur? He's like crippled now. Stitch, hi buddy. Oh, they're complaining. devastating. No food, no water. I had covered the water dish. My sister covered it up. Stitch broke into the water. Like, he was removing she put foil over it. So Stitch was removing the foil off the water dish. I'm like, no, Stitch, I had to pour the water out. I'm like, no, you can't have the water. Close the bathroom door because Pearl was trying to go into the toilet. I'm like, oh God, these poor animals. Poor animals. All right, let's talk about the new trial. Yes. Okay. So this is the Trial of Mark Gooch. And I think it is spelled Gooch. In fact, I know it is because I wrote it down. So he is accused of abducting and killing Sasha Marie Krause. She was a Mennonite. Now, this happened on January 18th, like the night of January 18th into the 19th of 2020. So this trial, this is a pretty quick, this is only 2021. For something to go to trial that quickly is pretty surprising, unless I wrote the year down wrong. Anyway, this trial actually started on Friday. Very unusual for a trial to start on Friday. They had the opening, the jury was instructed, and one of the instructions was, in Arizona, where this trial is taking place, you are allowed to ask questions as a juror. So I've seen after the first couple of witnesses, they're like writing down their questions, and I always found this when I was attorney to be very insightful, because the jury sometimes thinks of things in a very different way than you do. And I always thought their questions were very good. So I go, why didn't I think of that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm using my little notebook. So he is charged with kidnapping, murder, and theft. I'm like, theft? What did he steal? Well, that was for taking control of her headgear. The Mennonites wear these head scarves. They're like, I don't know, head coverings. And this is part of their religion. They're very modest. And they wear these head coverings. So he took control of that, and he took control of her underwear, apparently. So I don't know if there was a sexual assault involved. But anyway, he's charged with theft. I guess if they can't get him on kidnapping and murder, they're going to get him on stealing her headgear. I don't know. Boy, these cats. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm covering everything. So he is accused of duct taping. He went to the church where she was, duct tape her wrist together, drove her to another location where she was found months later, and shot her in the back of the head. That's what he's accused of, with a rifle. Now, he is in the Air Force. He was raised as a Mennonite, but he gave up the church. And it's an interesting religion. They're very pacifist. They don't meet violence with violence. Interesting. So the prosecution argued that he resented the Mennonites. He was raised as a Mennonite. He resented them. He actually drove from the air base 7 hours to Farmington, which is what they call this Mennonite community, Farmington. It was actually a place where they published a newsletter. It was called The Lamp and Light. And a lot of these Mennonites worked at this publishing company. There were two businesses in this community. One was an assisted living facility for the older women of the church, and the other one was a publishing company where they would publish these Bible studies in several different languages. Sasha worked in the English department, but she also worked in the Spanish department and the French department. She knew 3 languages. That's quite remarkable, since a lot of the Mennonites only have 8th grade educations. Although there was testimony later on that some communities go up to the 10th grade. So the attorney's like, what do you do after that? Oh, we just go home and help out. But a lot of them have jobs. The ones that testified already, one no longer works in the publishing company. She works at a retail store. And they carry cell phones and drive cars, so, but they don't, it's weird. I'm trying to figure out if they use electricity. I don't think so, because the place where she was abducted from was not well lit. So here's what happened. She lives in this home, and this is based on the opening arguments, closing arguments, and the first couple of witnesses, which were these Mennonite women. First of all, they wouldn't take an oath. Well, they wouldn't swear. They said, that's against our religion, we don't swear. Apparently this was all worked out ahead of time. So instead of saying, I swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, they were just asked, do you affirm to tell the truth and on the penalty of perjury? I thought that was interesting. So they take the stand, and so what we find out from them that this is a small community. The 4 women that worked in this publishing company, they lived in like this one large home with 2 adult, like the mom, like I think they called them the parents, that lived in the upper floor. They were the supervision, and then the 4 women lived downstairs, and they each had their own room. And if their doors were open, that meant that they weren't there. Now, if they were closed, that meant they were there. So if they weren't in the home, they had to leave their doors open. Interesting. So, and then they wear these head coverings that we've already talked about, and then they wear these just horrendously ugly gray dresses, kind of like my ugly denim dress today. Yes, but I'm not a Mennonite. I'm a YouTuber. So, Sasha had a vehicle and she was, like I said, she worked at the publishing company. She was one of the 4 girls that lived in this sort of group home. And then there were some other girls that lived in trailers that were around there. Other people, there weren't probably more than 100 people in this community. And they were all worked at either the nursing home or the publishing company. So Sasha was actually getting ready to move out of this group home and into her own trailer. So that day she had gone to purchase a bed for her new home. And one of her good friends, Lily, she went to get the bed. She went to town with her car. She comes back and she says, Lily, I bought a bed. Can you come with me to get it? So they go back to town. This is around noon. They pick up the bed. They come back. And then she and Lily spend about the next 3 hours to around 5 o'clock setting this bed up. Now this is on a Saturday. There's no church on Saturday. They have church on Sunday. And the parents that ran this group home, they were out of town. So, and they only provided meals Monday through Friday. So these 2 girls, they had dinner together. After they put the bed together, they went and they had dinner back at their home. I guess they made their own dinner. That wasn't really clear to me. But anyway, they were having dinner. They were visiting with each other and the other people. And then after dinner, Lily goes to take a shower. And Sasha had said, I'm supposed to be substitute teaching the Sunday school tomorrow at church. So I'm going to run over to the church. I'm going to go over there, which Lily said was within walking distance. You could see on a map it was very close. But Sasha apparently drove there because she was just going to pick up some material for the Sunday school class. Stitch, get out of the window. Oh my goodness. So that is the last time that Lily sees her at dinner. Lily takes her shower, goes to her room. She's reading a book. She falls asleep. At about 1:30, she gets a text on her phone from one of the other girls saying, we can't find Sasha. Her door was open. She's not there. So she goes over. They, sure enough, no, she's not there. They call one of the leaders of the community. Um, they go over to the church where she said she was going. Her car is there. They search the entire church, the upper floors, the basement where the Sunday school would be. She's not there. So they call the police. They never find her. And then the other person that testified, she was walking home. She lived in one of the trailers. She didn't live in the group living situation. She lived in another trailer. She worked at the nursing home, and as she was walking home from the nursing home, she walked past the church about 8 o'clock that night. She saw a dark vehicle, and that's as best she could describe it. That it was a dark vehicle that she did not recognize. And she said, I don't know cars very well. I can't tell you make and models. I just don't. I couldn't tell you either, because I don't pay attention to makes and models of cars. Stitch, if you knock those curtains down, I swear we're gonna have a fight. He's probably after flies. He's hungry. Pearls on top of the yarn thing. They've given up looking for food, I think. Not Stitch. He's in the window. He's like climbing the window. Oh my God. Anyway. So as she's walking back from the nursing home, she sees this car. It's dark. She doesn't know if there's anybody in there or not. She also saw a truck closer to the nursing home. But she says this is not unusual. This is not a compound that's locked or anything. People can come and go. There's a main highway that you can enter into this community, and anybody can enter it. You just turn, as one lady put it, you just turn left up the main highway, and you come into the community. So there was always a lot of people coming and going. So it wasn't unusual to see this truck. It was kind of a white truck. She saw that. She saw this dark vehicle that she described as kind of like a passenger, like a van-like type vehicle. Then as she had to go around the church to go up the hill to her trailer, she saw in the lower level of the church in the back, Sasha's car was parked there. Now, she thought, well, let me go talk to Sasha, but then she saw that the church was dark, so she figured nobody's there. So she just left and kept going home. So that was her whole testimony. So that is where we're at in the testimony. There was no trial yesterday. It will resume again today. But let me tell you how they caught this guy. The cell phone records. Yep. They obtained cell phone records. Once the body was discovered months later, they went and got cell phone records from all the towers around that location and tracked any phone that went from the Mennonite community of Farmington to where the body was found. And there was only one phone that made that trip. Well, actually two. Sasha's phone and someone else's phone, Mark Gooch. That is how they figured out it was allegedly this person, Mark Gooch, that committed this crime. So, more to come on that. Yes. Anyway, interesting trial, huh? That is going on Long Crime Network. If you want to watch along with me, you're welcome to. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them for you to the best of my ability. So let's talk about this day in history. 1994. Oh my God. The Estonia. It was this, Estonia is like a country that broke off from Russia. So they had this huge ferry that people would drive up on one side and they would get off on the other side the next day. So it was like an overnight ferry. And during, they would drive up, then they could have dinner and gamble and spend the night. And then the next morning they get in their cars and they drive off into Germany. So this place was going from Estonia to Germany. 803 passengers, 138 crew members. No, more than that. 100 and a lot of crew members. Anyway, close to 1,000 people total. Middle of the night, they hear this loud bang. Nobody knows what that bang was, and there's been a lot of supposition about what actually occurred. There was a really bad storm, for one thing. They were getting 10 to 12 foot waves. The official story is that some of that waves got in through the front of the ship. I'll put a picture of the ship here. The front of the ship has like this hood that comes up. Well, there's supposition it was that this hood snapped and came up during these waves and flooded the vehicle compartment of this passenger ferry, which caused it to list and sink. This happens about 1 o'clock in the morning. By 1:50, that ship is underwater entirely. Most of the people drowned. Only 138 were rescued. And of that 138, one passed away in the hospital. So only 137 survived. They were rescued by helicopters, but a lot of them died, either drowned or died of hypothermia because it was freezing cold water. Oh God, can you imagine? So since that time, they only recovered a handful of the bodies. All of the bodies that went down with that ship are still down with that ship. They've never recovered the ship. They've never recovered any of those bodies. So all of the surrounding countries, except for Sweden, entered into this treaty that no one would be allowed to go near this wreckage. The families think, well, they're trying to hide something. What are they trying to hide? But they were trying to keep it as sort of sacred because there was they declared it sort of a burial place, a burial at sea place, and they had it protected. So you were not allowed to do any diving or anything within 2 miles of where the ship sunk. And if you did it at the risk of going to jail for a couple of years. So Sweden, who did not enter into this treaty, they decided they're going to send a film crew out there. They send this film crew out there. They drop a drone down and they find a hole in the hull on the starboard side, this massive hole, which would explain the bang that everybody heard, that was a collision and the water rushed. It was below the water line that the water rushed in, and that's why this thing sunk so fast, as opposed to the other explanation. And when the film crew did this at their own peril, they were threatened with prosecution. There are people trying to change those laws now so that they can get near this ship. And it's just not happening. The people of Estonia are like, no, leave it alone. It's sacred. This is where our loved ones are buried. Nothing they discover is going to bring them back. But wow, so sad for those people. Anyway, that is the show for today. I gotta go take the kitties. Yep. To the hospital. I've already got their little carrier out. They still fit in it, not well, but they still fit in it. They were in there playing this morning. They're like, oh, we remember the carrier. These square drills, oh my God, I hate them. I like square drills, just not these ones. But I believe Craftably changed drill companies. Thank goodness, because these are terrible. Anyhow, have a great day. Don't forget, I have a couple of videos out there, a floss tube. I have, hi. You want to say hi to everybody? No? Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Say, Mommy, I'm starving. I could eat some drills. it's storming. Yeah, there's a floss tube out there. There's an unboxing, and I have a little whip and chat I did during a kitting up that I did yesterday. I'll release that sometime today as well. So guys, have a great day. I love you. Wish the kitties luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.